Hey. All right. What up, YouTube? Welcome back. We are doing another live reaction episode. I want to say first and foremost, thank you all. Thank you all for subscribing. We are now past 900 subscribers, and we actually passed that. We're actually above 1K subscribers. So, as I told you all before, every time we pass, one of those 100 milestones, I'm going to do a live reaction. And now that we are past 1,000 subscribers, I'm actually going to get more into live reactions. I think I'm going to do them a little bit more than just, every 100 subscribers. There's a lot of things going on that I want to talk about. I have a lot of thoughts that I would like to share, but now that we are really kind of moving and grooving, I'm going to get more into the live reactions. I'm still going to do the motivational content, still going to do recordings and things like that. So still be on the lookout for those, because there still is a message that I want to put out to everyone. I still want to use this as a more motivational platform for everybody, but we still going to have some fun too on the side. Somebody has suggested I make a whole nother channel. I'm going to figure all of that out, but excuse me. Right now, I'm just letting y'all know what I got going on and what I have in store. So let's keep on growing. Let's keep on growing. I'm actually really excited about the way things are going. I am super ecstatic that it's catching on with people. I'm very happy that, people are liking the content. So as I said before, hey, keep sharing it out. I appreciate you all. And as I always say, I hope this is reaching somebody. I hope it's helping somebody. I'm just happy, you know what I mean? So, shout out to you all. Hope you all had a great week. Hope you had a good weekend. It's cold here in Cleveland, so that's why you see me bundled up with this hoodie on right now. I actually really love this hoodie though. I really love this hoodie though. But anyway, we're going to get straight to it. We're going to start it off how we always do. We got candle of the evening. I'm going back in the vault, y'all. I'm bringing out my pride and joy again. This is the face of my Instagram page. The little main profile picture, but this is my pride and joy. We got the Outer Space vodka bottle. Now, I always have to say this: if you're gonna drink, please do so responsibly. But this right here, get my fingers off his face. Pause. This right here. And I love this bottle. Like, this bottle was crafted so nicely. Shout out to Outer Space Vodka. Y'all got something good going on over there, especially with this design. Now, I'm not really a vodka guy myself. I don't drink it all like that. But I really just enjoy this bottle. This bottle is crazy. Now, the scent that I have in here, I call it the Rick James. If you know, you know. Not going to get too much into it, but I will give you a scent description. The scent description: this is a very herbaceous scent, very herbal, woodsy, and musky kind of scent. This scent is perfect for if involved in if you're partaking, excuse me, in some activities, but this will help keep your space smelling good, counteract whatever it is you might be doing. You can put this in your bathroom. It can be that kind of potpourri type of smell, or you can have it out in your space where you like to just hang out and chill. Put this in your man cave, something like that. Once again, it's very woodsy, very, I would say piney, very evergreen type of scent. Smells really good, man. So y'all check us out, curatedsense.llc.com. I am actually going to be debuting a very special candle. I got the opportunity to work with a non-alcoholic beverage company, and so I am making a couple candles for them, and I will debut them in my next recording. So make sure y'all check that out. Be on the lookout. See, we're growing over here, and The proof of the growth is not only the work that's being produced, but also getting the chance to work with other companies and things like that. So, y'all check us out. You will not be sorry, y'all. Everything's handmade by me, and check us out. Once again, curatedsense.llc.com, and we are going to get right on into it. Now, for the first reaction that I want to talk about, actually is coming from a text message from my mom. I just finished watching the Indiana versus Miami Hurricanes game, and wow, that was a great game. At first, it was looking kind of slow for Miami. But they found a way to kind of claw back and they made it a game. And I have to give it up to them. They didn't win, but they put forth a valiant effort. And they played hard. Pause. They played very hard, very tough game. But Indiana, man, they going to be scary the next couple years if they keep all those players, because they are a powerhouse. And you saw why. They weathered the storm of Miami. And when it came down to it, especially in the last, quarter or two, they limited their mistakes and they did not give the game away. They took a couple of risky plays and made them work for them. And you could tell that they were fully prepared for this game. And shout out to their quarterback, Mendoza, man. He was a tough guy out there today because he was getting hit by the Miami defense. Pause. That was crazy, but he was taking some hits and he still made plays. Now, let me read this text right quick. Came from my mom, and this is after the game. She said, well, Fernando Mendoza just led the defeat of the school that rejected him. They denied me as a walk-on, and this is a full circle moment, in quotations. God always has the last word. Now, why did I share that with y'all? I shared that with y'all because, as I always do, I got to have something motivational to share. But here it is. This is a full circle moment, just like he said. This guy was rejected by Miami. He wanted to go there. He grew up watching them play. He would go to all their games and things like that. So this, in his brain, this was his dream school. And how many of us out there, we have a set idea for where it is we want to go, or we have a set idea of what it is that we want to do. And we have all these plans, and then something like this happens where some step of the road either knocks us off that path or sends us in a different direction. How many of us have experienced that? And here it is, this guy, he experienced that almost in the highest form. Here it is, he wanted to walk on. Walking on is different from being invited to the team. Walking on is difficult because you have the most to prove by trying to walk on. That means you weren't looked at when you were in high school, none of those sorts of things. So walking on is something that is very difficult to do. And, he still wanted to do that and pursue that because it was his dream. Now, here we have it that they rejected him. They said, yeah, we understand, but no. They basically said they did not have the belief in him. And he went and found a school that did. And guess what? It turned out even better for him. Now, he's looking at them like holding his championship up in their face. And not to be, he didn't do it in a rude kind of way, but he kept the receipts. He said, this is the school that rejected me. Oh, I made sure I was going to be prepared when it came to seeing them in the title game. And he didn't let that take him up out of his zone as he played during this game. You saw a certain fire in him, a certain determination that it spoke volumes. He was gonna get the job done. Now they had a specific play that I'm thinking of as I say this. It was a fourth down call. It was like 4th and 3 or something like that, and they needed about 10 yards to score the ball. They needed 3 yards to get the first down, 10 to score the ball. And real quick, shout out to my boy Aaron Animal. Thank you for the chat, dog. But yeah, everybody go hit that like button. But here it is. They had the option to kick a field goal, which would have put them up 6 points on Miami. Now, they could either do that or they could, go for it on 4th down. And the coach made a call. He said, nah, he took a timeout, which was weird because he had already taken one of his timeouts. So he's taking a timeout with like 9 minutes left. He only has one left. And even the announcers were like, yeah, this is kind of wild because, you don't want to have just one timeout left because who knows what's going to happen. But he said, hey, you take a shot here, you at least can rely on your defense because you're in Miami's territory close to their end zone. And so he's like, hey, it looks like he's going to go for it. And they went for it. And from the very snap of the ball, you could see it was a design run for the quarterback. This is the guy who Miami rejected. And immediately he said, no, I'm taking this one. And what you saw out of that play, he broke about 6 tackles. He bounced off of about 6 people to not only get the first down, but to then spin and leap and get the touchdown. And he held onto the ball falling into the touchdown because he took a hit. That is the kind of determination. That is the level of performance. And that's the kind of get back that you have to get when you are faced with those situations. You could see it in it, and I didn't even know this beforehand, but it was one of those hindsight 2020 situations where you're like, oh, that explains a lot. You heard him say, yeah, this is the school that rejected me. I was like, that explains it all, bro. You ain't got to say no more. I understand your performance. I understand where you're coming from. You kept those receipts and took it in for the touchdown. So, excuse me, I just want to give a shout out to him. What a great job by Indiana. I just watched the game because I like to watch sports. My team was sadly beaten by Miami. So I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually happy Indiana got the win. Indiana beat my team too. That is Ohio State. But, this was a great game to watch. And once again, the Hurricanes, they should go out with their heads held high. They played a good game. They gave a valiant effort. And what I saw from them in this game was they weren't trying to give up either. They weren't trying to give up either. They wanted to win just as bad as Indiana did. And really it all came down to the last drive of the game. It seemed as if the Hurricanes were kind of moving the ball, maybe could have had an opportunity to score. We saw Carson Beck. He threw that interception at the end of the game. And I'm going to quickly digress, but hey, if Stat over at It Is What It Is went to the game, I hope Cameron really did get it as security because they about to blame it on her. But anyway, I'm coming back. This came down to a last drive of the game situation. So it wasn't like they got blown out or anything like that. But they had a couple of turnovers in this game that really, kind of cost them. But you all played a great game. So thank you for putting on a good show. Shout out to Indiana for getting the win. Shout out to the Hurricanes for at least competing in this game because some people thought it was going to be a blowout, and it wasn't. We saw hard-nosed football, great game. Loved it. Couldn't ask for anything better. All right. Give me 2 seconds. We're going to get into some reactions, y'all. I'll be right back. All right, so I got my first one pulled up. See, I told you right back. I'm a little bit quicker with it, y'all. I'm still struggle streaming, but I was a little bit quicker with it this time. All right, we gonna hop right in. So this is what I wanted to show first. This right here, and I'm gonna throw on my headphones in a minute, but this right here is what I wanted to show first. This is a video where it's depicting, um, in the caption it says the perfect example of being close to the wrong people and how that can cost you everything. And this is the perfect example. You have to really make sure that you got the right people around you, right? You have to really make sure that you got the right people around you. And when you don't, it can be actually poisonous to who you are. It can keep you from realizing your destiny. It can keep you from, you know, doing the things that you are supposed to do. And it can actually hold you back or put you in a negative space. You have to make sure that your circle, that the people that are around you are there truly supporting you and helping you out and are there for the betterment of yourself. You can't just have the miserable people next to you and, think that you're going to be doing okay, because misery loves company. You can't have all the negative energy around you. You know, we all have those friends where, hey, we love them, but it's like, look, man, I can't spend a whole bunch of time around you and you're not doing things that are productive. You're not doing things that are positive, because that negative energy or those bad things that could rub off on me. And I'm a person who's trying to be productive. I'm a person who's trying to be positive. So I can't have those sorts of things spending a bunch of time around me, because then I'm not doing what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. And that's what I advise you all to do. Make sure that your circle is of like mind. You don't have to be doing the same thing, but you should be on the same page in terms of, all right, we're out here to be productive. We're out here to be positive and those sorts of things. So keep that in mind. Keep pushing forward. Keep being positive. Get those bad people about your life. All right, I saw that my camera was not on, so I am going to fix that, and then I'll get on to the next one. I am super struggle streaming. Hold on. Okay, here. Okay. All right. Well, while I try to figure this out, I am going to move on to the next one. Now, this right here is low key crazy. And I love creative stuff like this, and I'm going to pull it up in a second. But can y'all see this? What happened there? So, if y'all can see this, I don't know why my camera is not showing up right now when I go over to my window. But anyway, this right here, this dude makes cakes. And these cakes are amazing. Like, he makes them all out of, no, my bad. It's not cakes. He makes them all out of chocolate. I'm super struggle streaming. I'm sorry, y'all. But he makes them all out of chocolate. And he makes all these wild characters and things like that. And first of all, The artistry of it is crazy because they come out super accurate and all of that. But also just like, how do you do all of this? Like he made those glasses out of chocolate and then still has them all, you know, correct color and all of that. This is wild. Like, this dude here is a magician. He is a magician. I am convinced. And to be honest, if I want to do something like this, because I love to cook. I don't know if I've shared that with you all, but I love to cook. I love to make things, but I would love to learn how to do all of these sorts of things. This is cool. This is just super cool. And shout out to that dude. Let me look right quick. What is his? It's I can't pronounce this. I can't even. I'm not even gonna do that to him. Excuse the headphones. I'm not even gonna do that to him. I can't pronounce his name. I hope y'all saw it. If you didn't, rewind. But that was crazy good. And I'm looking in the chat right now. Yeah, I'm struggle streaming, man. I'm struggle streaming. I actually might need your help because I don't know what I did, but somehow to my other screen. But that's okay. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I want to learn how to make some stuff like that. I love to cook, and as I see, I got a chat in here from one of my homegirls, Carly. She said we need a dish of the we needed a dish of the day cooking stream. Okay, I got you. You know what? I think I'll do something like that where I do like a little cooking episode. I think I will do something like that. I have to figure out the setup and all of that. Um, Shout out to Maggie, the substitute teacher. Now she has a cooking show where she does it on YouTube and TikTok Live or something like that. And the way she did her setup, I think I'm gonna try and do something similar, where she's got like an iPad where it sits over so you can see as she cooks, but then she also has the front facing as well. I'm gonna figure that out because I think that's gonna be a good way to get that done. Now, as I said before, I love to cook, so yeah, I might have to do a cooking stream for y'all. Let me show you how I whip it in the kitchen. Listen, I don't even know what to make first. I don't even know what to make first. But now that it's been requested, I'm getting excited. See, you see the smile on my face. I'm getting happy. I am definitely willing to do some of that. So yeah, thank you for asking. Make sure you remind me in the background, and yeah, I'm gonna definitely get off into that. I'm gonna do a cooking stream one of these days. Maybe I'll make that like a milestone sort of situation. We get to like 5,000 subscribers. I'll do a cooking stream for y'all. Something like that. Something like that. So you heard it here first if you're watching. Oh, she requested the chili. Okay, look, I'll do the chili. I'll do the chili. I just made some not too long ago. It was so good. I'm not even gonna lie. And I used a little bit of a different recipe. Now, this is probably one of the dishes that I brag about a little bit is my chili. Um, it has really become a fan favorite, if you will. Like I will put. I need to enter like a cook off or something because I will put my chili up against anybody's. And I'll tell y'all this little story since I'm talking about it. So I went to like a work function, and we used to do little potlucks and things like that. And I mentioned the fact that I like to cook chili. And one of the ladies who was my coworker, she said, well, I'm an award-winning person in our chili cook-off from down South Texas. So I will be the judge of whether your chili is good or not. I said, okay. I said, hey, look, lady, I'm not here to challenge you, right? You know, I had to go like this. I'm not here to challenge you, but just know, like, my chili is good. I was still confident in my chili, and so I made it for the potluck and I brought it in and all of that. And she came up to me in front of everybody and she said, "Excuse, what did you put in this? What is in here?" And she was like, "Did you put barbecue sauce in here?" I said, "No, no, I didn't." Well, what did you put in here? Because I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And she went on to say, "It might be better than mine." And I was like, listen. If I get solidified from the award winning chili person, my chili must be pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell y'all what's in it right now. And I told her, I ran down some of the ingredients. She said, "Wow, like you put all that in this? Like what?" I said, "Yeah, had to, had to." So look, I got somebody co-signing right now, Carly. She said, "Definitely the best there." Yeah. So, brother can throw down. And it got to the point where they used to ask me to grill every Friday for the little work lunches. We would do lunch every Friday and we had a grill that was out back. So in the summertime, we would cook out and stuff. Man, they had me out there almost all year. One day, I remember grilling in the snow. I was like, "Bro, it's snowing and raining outside. We'll bring the grill to the front. You can do it in the front." Because we had like the brick overhang to the building. And they're like, it's not wet here. Had me out there cooking turkey chops and ribs and brisket in the snow, in the snow and in the rain. But you know what? It all turned out good. And for me, I didn't mind because it gave me a chance to showcase some of my other skills, some of my things that I like to do and that I'm interested in. And it gave me an avenue for people to actually get to know me as a person. And I am not one who really likes to do a bunch of bragging or talking about my skills. I'd rather show you. I'd rather show you who I am. I'd rather you experience the things that I like or the things that I can do well, and then you be the judge. You make your own decisions. You know what I mean? So it felt really good to me to be able to do that. That was a great experience, especially as I was, coming into my own and learning about myself and things like that. So it was a great time. All right. I am going to go on to another video. Um, I'm going to do one more actually from this guy who's making this chocolate because this dude is a wizard and y'all got to see it. Like, this dude is a wizard. So here we go. I don't know what his name is. I can't say that. I don't want to be disrespectful and completely botch it. But look at this dude. He is making chocolate Lego pieces. Like, how long did this take you to do? Because I'm seeing it in the sped up version. But yeah, Frankenstein, and then the artistry of it, like the mastery of it. You have to know Lego pieces to build this. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't just your regular build. And I want to play this again because look at how, first of all, look at the level of detail, but also look at how he is putting everything together. Like, bro, he doesn't work for Lego. You know what I mean? And he is still producing like just crazy things. I would eat all of that. Pause. But it actually looks good. You know what I mean? And it looks like it's built the way Lego would do it. Like, they should pay him for this. Like, for real. They should pay him for this. He should have got a stack from Lego. Not even from whoever he works for, but from Lego themselves. Because look how he put that together. This is fire. And shout out to, first of all, his level of creativity. But also just the skill, the level of mastery that it takes to even do this. The knowledge, the wisdom that it takes to do this. Like, you don't just wake up being able to do stuff like this. And why do I bring that up? I bring that up because it's clear that he loves to do this. It's clear that this is something that he enjoys, right? So that's the kind of dedication that you have to your own craft in order to do things like this. Like, this dude really made a whole Frankenstein chocolate Lego man. Halloween theme. You saw it. You could the little Lego pieces were filled with stuff. Like, this guy is showing that, you can do what you enjoy, and you can go out and make it fun. You can go out, have a good time with it. It's not just a job. That's not just a job. You can't tell me that he goes home. Dang, honey, you know what I had to do today? I had to make a dang Frankenstein Lego chocolate thing. No, you can't even. I couldn't even say it and pretend to be mad. Like, no, you can tell that he is enjoying his job. He is enjoying what he does. But not only that, he found something. He has a passion, and he's running with it. This is what he likes to do. So, I encourage you all to do kind of like him. Find something that you like to do and that you're good at and that you enjoy, and figure out a way to make it your passion. Figure out a way to, do what you love, because that's what really matters out here. That's what really matters out here. And this is real wizardry. Sorry, YouTube. This right here is real wizardry. Okay, I'm gonna go on to it, but can y'all see this? That looks like a steak, bruh. It's cutting like a steak, but it's cake. What? You took the lid off of a cake. This is crazy. That is crazy. How are people doing this? That's cake. Like, that looks like garlic bread, but it's cake. Come on now. This is straight up wizardry. Straight up with whoever did this. Like, how do you get it to cut like a steak, though? I don't eat steak, but that's what I imagine steak looks like when you go to cut it. When you go to cut something like that, it wiggles a bit. Y'all can't see. It wiggles a bit. Like, how do you get it to do that? That had crunch. Like, huh? And it's all cake. It's all cake. That looks like a piece of meat. You can't tell me that didn't look like it was real. Like, for real. You know what? This episode is called the food edition. Maybe I'm hungry or something, but you can't tell me that didn't look real. That was wild. Straight up wizardry. So, shout out to them. Let me look and see. I can't say their name either. Sorry. Something cake. But shout out to y'all, because y'all are some real life wizards. Like, real life wizards. All right. So, I'm going to get on to some more. Let me come back over here. I am going to be right back. All right, and we back. So, I'm going to open up this one right here. So, back to some motivation. This one says, just because you're late doesn't mean you will lose. And I want to watch the video and let it finish first before I make a comment on it.
The moral of the story is this: do not get.
Okay, so shout out to that guy. Yeah. Thank you for saying the moral of the story. But it's my turn. Anyway, so what I see in this video, right? It's just like it says. It says just because you're late doesn't mean that you will lose. First of all, I want to take a step back, because in the video depicts a race. In all reality, you're not in a race against anybody else. In all reality, the race is against yourself. You know what I'm saying? The race is you against you. And that's what it is in life. It's not you against the next person, because the next person's success really doesn't have much to do with you and your success. Now, you may have a spot in your life where, let's say, you all are competing for the same position, or, you're in the example of like a chili cook-off, you might be competing for a prize or something like that. You're going to have competing moments, but your life in general is not a race where it's you against somebody else. It's just you versus yourself. But what you have to understand is that not only do you, not only do you don't have to worry about the fact that you may be behind from what you consider to be behind, but also you can win at any moment. You can truly win at any moment. So you have to, first of all, be prepared, but also understand that sometimes it's about the journey. Just because you think that you're behind, just because you think that you're moving a bit slowly, just because you have more twists and turns and hills and curves and valleys and peaks and things to go through, it doesn't mean that you're not going to win, and it doesn't dictate when you're going to win. And in the case of what we just saw, that little race, okay, yeah, you saw the white marble hit some bumps that the other marbles didn't hit. But here's the thing. When it came down to who was going to come in first, which object, which marble was going to come in first, the white marble hit all the obstacles that it was supposed to in order to be successful and come in first. So what does that mean? That means I want you all to take a look at your lives, look at those hills, look at those obstacles, and decide, were these something that I needed to hit? Is this something that I needed to face in order to put me in a better position? This obstacle here, this mistake here, this turning point here, this veer off the path, was this something that I needed to face in order to become a better person so that I could ultimately be successful? So that's the sort of thing I want you to look at when you see these types of things. This is, like it says, this is the perfect depiction of that fact. Hey, I'm facing a challenge right now, but it was something that I needed to face in order to get to where it is that I want to go. And I just saw a chat from my homie Aaron Animal, and yeah, hey man, look, I think I'm gonna invite the guys over soon, and just everybody either bring a dish or something, and we just kind of hang out. Let's do a guys night. Let's do movies or something. But I'll make y'all my chili, and y'all can tell me how y'all like it. Now, everybody has their own preferences on how they like theirs, but I think y'all gonna like it. I think y'all gonna like it. For real, for real. All right. So I want to move into a little bit of music right quick. I want to say, first of all, excuse me, my allergies acting up a little bit. But first of all, my boy, now I've talked about him in a couple of recorded videos before, but my guy, this is probably, if you were to look at the rapper who I've listened to the most, like the absolute most, and then say, okay, whoever I've listened to the most determines who my favorite rapper of all time is, probably T.I. Probably T.I. And here's the thing. T.I., first of all, Just cut his dreads off. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. He didn't look bad with them on, pause. But Tip is back. Okay, Tip is back. I'm gonna talk about the song when I do my recorded video, but he just dropped a new song, and that new song is fire. I was listening to it this morning because it came out. It came out technically, I think yesterday, but I was listening to it this morning. I didn't feel like, listening to it at midnight, but I was driving down the street. I DJ'd at a MLK Day event today, and oh yeah, brother does some little DJing too. But um, I was listening to that song on the way there. Whoo! It's like 8:30 in the morning, and I am blasting Ti. And it was funny because there was a guy walking down the street, and it's cold outside, and I know he could hear the music a little bit. And he turned and started dancing, and I was like, "Yup, yup." Hey, Carly, you haven't heard it yet? You need to check it out, cause that song right there. Woo! Oh, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna save the title and all of that, and my little 2.5 minute in-depth analysis for the recording video. But listen, y'all need to go check that song out. Y'all need to go check that song out. It is fire. It is. It gives me like. It gives me like not super old Ti vibes, like not Rubber Band Man, but I would say more like the Paper Trail, or what was the other one? What was the name of that one album that he dropped? It might have been Paper Trail. Yeah, Paper Trail, where it got Swagger Like Us on there. It like right around that era of Ti, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a club banger. Like woo, this gonna be on the workout playlist. This gonna be on the party playlist. This gonna be on all the playlists. I listened to it about 10 times today already, so I even know some of the words, some of them. Now I can't just sing it word for word, but like I know some of them. So y'all go check it out. But anyway, um, the next video is actually a reaction of a reaction, and it's to T.I.'s son, he also does some music. So from what I've heard from him before, I was like, you haven't found, your voice yet. And that's okay. That happens with a lot of artists. It takes them some time to really kind of come into their own, you know what I mean? And so I had heard a couple songs from him before, and I was like, the potential is there. Y'all can't ever see my hands. The potential is there, but he hasn't, fully gotten it out yet. You know what I mean? Pause. So I want to do this. This is a little update from maybe one of his newer songs or something. But I think it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Oh. Okay, there we go. Oh, hold on. I'm struggle streaming, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay. So first off, this is the one thing I don't like about some artists, or some artists who are like children of other artists. Now, I'm not saying whether or not, he actually is about the words that he puts in his rhymes, right? Because I don't know. I don't live with him. I don't know him. None of that. But like when some rappers get to talk about like the dirt they do and stuff like that, it'd be like, bruh, You was born into money. Don't do that. But like I said, I don't know what he does. I don't know. I don't follow his life like that. I will say this: I like the flow of the songs, and um, I liked the beat, and I liked how he matched up with the beat. I thought the flow was really good. I even like the lyrics. I like the lyrics too. It's a little bit young for me because I'm older now. Oh yeah. Oh, Carly went and listened to the song. Yeah, I told you it's fire. I told Tip is back. It ain't even Ti. It's Tip is back. I'm here for it. I can't wait. But anyway, so this is actually one of Ti's sons, and he raps as well. But he's got some other things going on. They're all multifaceted and all like that. And first of all, I want to talk about Damani too, because he started his own candle company. Shout out to him. But that was after I messaged him about, hey, do you like candles? And you could have just answered my DM, but that's okay. I ain't mad about it. People gonna do what they gonna do. I'm not hating. I'm not doing none of that. But you could have just you know what I'm saying. You could have helped a brother out, black man to black man. You could have helped me out. But it's cool. It's cool. That has happened more than one time. And like I said, I'm not mad about it. Can't be mad about nobody's success. Can't be mad about people going with their own ideas. Um, I'm actually gonna talk about that real quick. So you know this was something that was actually a topic when I was at the Power of Networking experience. I've talked about that in a couple of my recorded videos. That experience where I went to Atlanta and it was a networking event. We're not. What did he say? We're calling it an experience. So it was a networking experience, and we talked about the fact that, you know, we talked about why people do a lot of gatekeeping, and we also talked about how to overcome some of the fears that we have with sharing our ideas, sharing our knowledge, and things like that. And shout out to Dr. Frazier, but he put it kind of the best way. He said, look, I don't gatekeep nothing. I don't gatekeep nothing. And the reason that I don't gatekeep anything is because, first of all, I want you to learn what it is that I know. I want you to learn what it is that I know so that you can go and share with somebody else. The best way for my message to spread across to everyone is through word of mouth and have somebody else share it. And so, I really resonated with that part because, hey, that is how you share knowledge. That is how people learn. That's everything. It's through shared ideas, shared knowledge, sharing of information. But here's the real thing that he talked about. He said, and here's the most important part. The ideas that I come up with, yeah, somebody could take them. In fact, I want you to take them. Take them and put your own spin on it, because then it's my idea, but it's your thought. Or I might have mixed up the way he said it. He said it's my thought, but it then becomes your idea, because you've taken what I said, you've taken, what I was thinking, and you have now made it unique to yourself. You can't do something the exact same way that I can do something. You're not going to say something the exact same way that I'm going to say something. So a message that you take from me, yes, I want you to take it out into the world and share it and put your own spin on it, because you will be the duplicator, but you won't be the originator. And so that's one reason why I'm like, you know what? I ain't even mad about other people who have started candle companies and things like that. Like, I learned it from somebody. This ain't nothing new, And so when it comes to having those successes and things like that, hey, I'm not mad at anybody who is getting successful. Just help a brother out, because I want to get there too. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? So Anyway, back to the music. I actually want to hear that song, and I think I'm gonna look him up more as an artist in general. Um, I already talked about how Ti is one of my favorites, so I definitely could see how he is an influence on both of his sons who rap, but also, when they put something out, even if they're not that good right now, they're gonna get they're gonna get there. You know what I mean? They're gonna get there because that's where they come from. That's where they come from. All right. Next music thing. I'm gonna go right here.
Yo, when I was a kid, you couldn't tell me that Lloyd Banks from G Unit and Murphy Lee from the Saint Lunatics wasn't about to be the next hottest thing. But if you tell that to somebody today, they actually think you lying. And y'all probably do think I'm lying. So let's look at the hits.
Just burning hot, we on fire. Hey, all these songs was hits back in the day. All of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. And whoo, these heaters. Dun, 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 dun. Try to stunt. I don't rap it to you. What happened? Murray Lee and Young, man. Look at your son, man. All right. That's enough of that. So, first of all, shout out to Murphy Lee, and shout out to Lloyd Banks. But yo, first of all, Lloyd Banks, he has not actually like disappeared or anything like that. He is just a little bit more underground. I think that he had a semi successful career, in fact, but he could definitely be up there more. Now, what I really like from Lloyd Banks, he drops like a mixtape, if you want to call it, every Halloween. It's called Halloween Havoc, and he does them in like a series. I think he's on either 5 or 6 now. Man, those things be hard. I'm not gonna lie; those mixtapes are hard. My favorite, I want to say, is 5. It's either 4 or 5, and he's got some heaters on there. He's got some heaters on there. But I wanted to share that with y'all because that just took me back to like the early 2000s, and that was kind of a prime time for rap, especially with some of the guys they're considered old heads at this point. But I mean, they really set the tone back then. Like music was probably at a peak in the early 2000s, and one to like 2011, man, let me tell that like 10, I'd say like 10 to like 13 or 14 year span. Oh my goodness, the rap game was crazy, and we had all kinds of guys who were just hungry and really putting out music, and you had all kinds of groups who were working together, guys who are selling out arenas and things for multiple years. And this is when they were all getting it together and really having to work and put out their best stuff that has lasted all the way to do some of their songs now that they did back then. I'll give you a prime example. Young Jeezy, he used to do all of that. Oh yeah. 1 second. All right, my boy, Aaron Animal. Have a good one. Hope Carl Jr. is doing well. Hope Carl Jr. is doing well. Tell her I said hello. That's my boy Aaron Animal. Y'all go check him out. But anyway, man, music back in that day, it's not the same. Now, there are a lot of artists who are coming out now and they're putting out good stuff. But what I will say is the artists who come from that era, who come from that generation, they are starting to resurface and do some fun things. Like Jeezy, as I was saying before, Jeezy is doing his whole first album with an orchestra, and he's on tour doing that. And I mean, people are showing up. He is selling out shows, like, and them tickets are not cheap. I tried to get some tickets, and I looked at them, and I was like, I looked at the price, and I was like, yeah, I'll catch you on the next one, Jeezy, because brother ain't got it like that for this. I will catch you on the next one. But, you know, I am really happy with the fact that these guys are, first of all, still in the game. You know, you got guys like Snoop Dogg. I hope he never retires. And it's because they love music so much. You know, T.I., Jeezy, Ludacris. Now, Ludacris has gone and done the movie thing, but wouldn't it be great if we got like a Luda album and it was braids in the hair with the sideburns? Luda? Oh, I got excited just think about it. Pause. That was a little crazy, but I'm just saying, like, could you imagine? You know what I mean? Like, hey, Luda, if you watching, drop a new album, brother. But these guys are showing the fact that, first of all, they still got the talent. They still got the talent. And then second of all, they're still relevant. They are still relevant. If these guys pop out today and they want to go on tour, they selling out. And we saw that happen with the Clips. They probably going to win album of the year. They hadn't done an album together, I think, in like 15, 20 years. And when they came out, they sound just as good as the last one, maybe even better. I mean, the kind of content that they talked about was just amazing, but also the fact that they still had the skill. It sounded like they never left. Now, I know Pusha T, he's still been in the rap game, still doing his thing, but just the continuity that he has with his brother, all of that, they never skipped a beat. And that's just what I'm loving about rap right now, but also just the fact that, you know, these guys who had these incredible runs, they're starting to come back and really make names for themselves again. So as I said, with the whole, you know, with the marble thing, hey, you never know when you're going to win. You never know when you're going to get your props and things like that. These guys, Pusha T and Malice, you know, Lloyd Banks and Murphy Lee, maybe they didn't get the flowers they deserved back then, but if they come and drop something now, who knows what's going to happen. And that's what you're seeing with Pusha T and Malice, the Clips. That's what you're seeing with them. You know, they put out an album. I don't think they ever had an album that was this well known and got this much notoriety and things like that. So as I was saying before, you never know when you're going to win. And the race is not you against everybody else. The race is you versus yourself. So I want y'all to keep that in mind. I want you all to, you know, use that information to keep going. I want you all to look at yourselves, look at your lives, and say, hey, I know I'm facing these bumps and these twists and turns in the road right now, but this is going to lead to a better life for me. All I have to do is stay diligent, stay disciplined, and keep moving forward. All right, I'm going to do my last one for the night because I know it's late. And then we're going to close on out. This one is a sports one. Shout out to my Cavs. And boy, look at that dunk. Woo! Look at that dunk. Oh, my goodness. And Joel Embiid didn't want none. Joel Embiid didn't want none. Excuse me, Cavs. I hope y'all okay that I played that. You know, don't give me a strike now. Don't give me no strike now. Look, it was about 10 seconds. It was about 10. I'm just a fan. I ain't even get paid yet. I'm just a fan. But look, hey, just a little excitement. Shout out to the Cavs. Shout out to Naquan Tomlin. If anybody over at the Cavs, if y'all do see this, I want a poster. I want that as a poster. I want that as a poster to put up. Joel, you don't ever see Joel Embiid get dunked on like that. And I didn't show all the other videos. He got dunked on like 4 times in that game. And I mean, they was all bad. They were all bad, and I'm sorry, Joel Embiid. You know, I know he been injured and things like that as recently, but ooh, shout out to my Cavs. We won both of those games up against the Sixers. I'm gonna talk about them in my next recorded video too. I'm gonna talk about them a little bit because we've been doing all right. We've been doing all right, but I just I got some things to talk about. But you all will see. But I'm gonna end it on out on that one. I hope you all had a great time. Shout out to all the people who hopped in the chat and talked about some things. I got some requests, so look, help me get to over. Let me think. What's a good milestone for that? I don't want to make it too outrageous or too crazy. But okay, let's say 3,000 subs. If I get to 3,000 subs, I will do a recorded video, or a live stream, whatever, of me making chili, and I will give y'all some of the recipe. I won't give it all to you. I got some secret ingredients, but they ain't that secret. But I will do a live stream of me making chili, and I will figure out the setup, all of that, and you will get a chance to see. And yeah, we'll go from there. So help me get to those 3,000 subs. First and lastly, I want to say thank you once again to everybody who has supported the channel so far. I want to say thank you to everybody who has given me feedback. Thank you to everybody who's been encouraging and told me to keep going, because I'm going to keep going. And then lastly, I want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It's free. It's free. Hitting the like button is free. Subscribing is free. So make sure y'all do that for me, please. Please. And hope y'all have a good night. Hope y'all have a good rest of the week. We having fun over here, y'all. We building each other up. That's men, that's women, that's everybody. So, as I always say, I will catch y'all on the next one. Oh yeah. One more thing before I leave. The live stream for celebrating over 1,000 subscribers, because we are over 1,000 subscribers now. That will give me some time. I might need about a week for that one, because I have a couple of special things planned, but I have to order some things and then they have to arrive. So give me about a week for that. But in the meantime, I will be doing recorded videos. I am going to do a recorded video tomorrow, and I promise I will do it tomorrow. It's going to get done. And yeah, so be on the lookout. Hope to see y'all there. And as I always say,